Bingo! Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, hey guys, that was a much better run. Um, Not to say that it was absolutely perfect yet. I don't know, but definitely much better. Definitely much better. Couple things here in regards to what you just saw. And actually, let me go ahead and fully disclose this here too. I'm about to go on a little bit of a discussion on some things. If all you wanted to see was the run, then you can go and end the video now. If you don't mind me kind of talking about some things, then you can keep on watching. So, yes, a much better run, much better run. I don't know where to start with this, to be honest with you. But let me first off say a couple technical things here. I think I'm in the market for a new tach because I didn't realize this until during the run there, and I apologize for not getting the tach more in view. But personally, right now, it's kind of irrelevant because it's not a good tach to use. Basically, what's happening is that the tach is not fully accurate because with the way the two-bladed prop is, it's almost like it's registering the RPMs as double than what they should be. So it was registering like 22,000 RPMs, and these engines are only rated for about up to, or usually averaging about 11 to 13,000. So I think we can kind of, at this point, figure that the RPMs that I was getting was probably between 10 and 11,000 with the 11.6 prop and the OS8 plug and then my break-in fuel. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. Like I said, it registered as double than what the actual RPMs are supposed to be. I know at first glance I was like, holy crap, this thing's doing 22,000 RPMs. That's nuts. As I sort of looked into it, that's not right. So I'm going to be in the market for a new tach. The one that's actually more designed for measuring RC airplane propellers and stuff like that. So that got that little piece of business out of the way. Next thing, what happened here compared to previous runs? Well, I can honestly explain to you what happened, and I think the best way of putting it is, you know that scene from Independence Day when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum get into the alien spacecraft and they're trying to escape the mothership, and Will Smith takes controls. He pushes it, and all of a sudden it doesn't do what he wants it to do. And then Jeff Goldblum's character is like, "You okay? What's going on?" And then Will Smith says something to the effect of like, "Oh, it's stupid. They reversed this thing or whatever." And he ends up flipping the piece of paper over to indicate which was forward, which was backwards, and all that. So it was a simple just moment of getting things backwards in my head. I don't really know. I will tell you this much. I had, in the early days of kind of figuring out these glow engines, I had actually written down in like a little notebook. I'm actually starting to keep notes again. Like in this crazy digital age, I'm starting to do paper notes again, kind of going back to that. And I kind of enjoy that better. I still have some digital notes I keep too, but I kind of like the idea of having paper notes at this point. But anyways, I've got a notebook that I've been keeping, and this right here is what I wrote down for high-speed needle adjustment. And so when I wrote that down, I think either their interpretation of what I should be doing was incorrect, or I just somehow got it mixed up in my mind or something like that. So as a result, when I would turn the needle, I was not leaning it, I was richening it, making it more rich, basically. So that's what more or less was happening. Called a dyslexic moment, I don't really know, it just happened. And for someone that's brand new to these things, I mean, I think it's safe to say we're all going to make some mistakes here and there. I'm sure when you guys flew your first model airplane, it probably didn't go real pleasant either. So, kind of my first experiences with these glow engines was kind of the same thing. It was, I could get the engines to run, but I couldn't get them running to tip-top performance. So that's kind of what happened there. Just kind of got things a little bit backwards, and then I was able to kind of get things straightened out. I do want to thank Dave. There are actually two Davids that comment on my channel. We're going to kind of separate them here. There's Glow Engine David, and then there's the other Dave. He actually just goes by Dave. So you got Glow Engine David and then Dave. So you have that. But it was actually the other the actual Dave that kind of just said something that all of a sudden just clicked. And it was just like, it was something to the effect of like, you're actually richening it. And I was like, really? I started thinking. I was like, what's going on? Maybe I've got this backwards. So I kind of dug into it a little bit more, and then that's when I was like, yeah, everyone else is saying I need to go the other direction. So crazy simple thing. That's all that it was. So, and as you saw in the video there, it is going, the engine, everything is going more towards peak performance, and that's what we're aiming for here, getting the most RPMs out of these little buggers that you can. So that's what it boils down to. And I will say this, and this is kind of a soft spot for me, but I have a problem with trusting people. I know that might sound crazy, but and it's nothing to do with any subscribers, viewers, anything like that. Nothing that you guys have done, but I have a history of that, and it's a history of people that I grew up with, or individuals that I grew up with, who I thought were telling me the correct information, and actually it was not the correct information. And I experienced this a lot in the early days of doing the glow engine stuff as well. I would be checking forums and I'd even check with members of the club, and I would even check with, I would leave messages for our message boards and Facebook groups and all this kind of stuff. And I could ask a simple question, and I would probably get about 20 different answers, completely different answers, And so this sort of trust thing just sort of, had an effect on me. And that's why I always kind of was, if you want to call it stubborn, you can. I would just really take it upon myself to just sort of learn things myself. Even in this case, even if I got it backwards, it's a learning experience, right? So, but that's kind of what's going on too. Is I took these glow engine things to trying to learn it myself, and sometimes I think the best teaching tool is just to get your hands on it and do it. I mean, I can research and read stuff all day long, but the best way to learn, I think, is get your hands on it and try it. You're gonna screw up. You're gonna make mistakes here and there. You're gonna glue your fingers to the wood. You're gonna do all kinds of stuff, but it's all part of the experience. And like I said, with these glow engines, that's kind of what's happened as well. I've like I said, I kind of got frustrated with all the differing opinions and thoughts and all this other stuff that I just said, forget it. I'm tired of all the confusion. I'm just going to sit down and just do it myself and try and make my own mistakes and learn my own lessons. So that's kind of what's happened. But anyways, that's kind of what's been going on here, guys. Like I said, absolutely thrilled that this has went in the opposite direction. I want to thank Dave for all the for some reason you're just the one that made that light bulb go off for me. And it probably helps too when you have a good camera angle where you can actually see the what I'm actually doing to the engine, so you can actually see like, oh, you're doing this, that kind of thing. So I'm sure that's probably helped as well. I don't know if in previous videos if my camera angles were quite as good to give you that sort of detail, but I'm sure that probably will help in the troubleshooting and stuff like that. So, but yes, super happy about the run. and super happy with how things have turned out. I wanted to kind of point out as well, another thing here too, the title of this video, The Point of No Return, I felt was very fitting because, well, first of all, if you're kind of the newer generation, you're probably thinking that I spelled this kind of weird and wrote this kind of weird. No, it's actually paying a little tribute, a little bit of homage to one of my favorite old rock bands, Kansas. And they actually had a song called Point of No Return, and no was actually spelled that way. And I felt that that was a really fitting title for this video, as well as the fact that we're not talking about, you know, no, you can't do that. It's actually no as in learning and knowing something. And I thought that that was a very fitting title for this video. But anyways, guys, like I said, super thrilled with this run, super happy with the way it turned out. And this was one of those like crazy light bulb moments that I was just like, it is kind of pouring it's actually kind of pouring the rain outside a little bit, but I don't care. I'm super excited. I want to try this. I want to do it. I want to see if this is actually going to fix and resolve all this stuff. And sure enough, it did. So when I recorded it, it was kind of sprinkling the rain a little bit. So, but but like I said, anyways, super happy with it. And this is like the point of no return. So looking forward to probably doing some more engine runs in the future. I've got quite a few of them to try out and fire up. I know the Surpass is on my agenda as well, as that goes on that Stinson. So I want to try out that OS 120 Surpass and get it fired up as well. So, but anyways, guys, that is all for me. I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.